This video is going to break down how to build a high-performing welcome flow for your e-commerce brand, focused on converting the traffic you're already paying for through your Facebook and Google efforts. So most brands are really focused on getting more website visitors and spending more on ads, but the real leverage is obviously there's leverage, but it comes through your email system. So really making the most of the traffic you're already paying for and then capturing that and getting that into your email list. And the welcome flow is how you're going to start doing that. So this is one of the first places we look when we take over a new client account, because it really impacts how much revenue you're generating from the traffic that you're already paying for. So I'll jump into the strategy and how you can kind of build out a really solid welcome flow for your e-commerce brand. The purpose here is to educate, build trust, and keep interest alive for people who aren't going to convert right away off that first email. So they're really hot when they come through the pop-up form and they open that first email. Majority of the time they will purchase, take action off that first email. But the rest of the flow is really the bridge that kind of kickstarts the customer journey through your email system. So all your ads right into your email funnel there. So if you don't really have this set up, you're going to be collecting all those email profiles, which is great. But if you're not kind of sending them any content, they're just going to turn colder by sitting in your email list. So it's really important to give a really strong first impression as well. So your email, your welcome flow is how you're going to do that through your email content as well. And so the goal here is to really build rapport and engagement with the customer outside of just getting that first conversion. You handle any potential objections or reservations that they might have about committing to your product, just promoting your authority in the market, your kind of authority, and showing all your social proof and why they should kind of go with you, and highlighting all your features and benefits, and then that incentive, which is going to be that 10 or 15% discount code that I mentioned earlier. So what I like to call is the flow spine, and I'll touch on each email individually, but usually have 6 emails in the welcome flow. Email 1, just the discount, introduce a bit of a story. In email 2, some social proof, product benefits, reminders, and a kind of final call from the founder. So email 1. So super important to get this right. Is the only purpose here is just to show you off your 10% off discount code or the incentive that the pop-up is showing. So majority of the time they've just joined to get that discount code, which is completely fine. That's your incentive to get them in the door. So that's the reason they've put their email address in. They've traded their email address for $10, $15, $50 off. You want to promote that right away in your email here. So make it stand out at the top of the email. You've got 10% off, claim it now. So this is just allow them to get to the website as soon as possible. You make it as no friction, as least friction as possible to get them from the email to the website to that purchase. And then you can add a little bit of text, a little bit of an introduction about yourself, but really the main purpose is here just to show off their incentive to make that first purchase. Email number 2 is where you can kind of get into a bit of a more personal stuff about why you started the brand, and usually a text-based email from the founder work really well here. So this allows you to kind of a bit more of a personal touch, build that relationship with the customer, and you kind of introduce yourself. So you've got an example here. Hey, started Savage Fitness because XYZ, and then a little reminder as well. Here's your discount code for 10% off. Email number 3 is a bit of social proof. So this is a great way to handle any potential objections the customer might be having at this point. And important to note is every email they're going to get further down the flow, that means the customer has not made that first purchase. So you can kind of think about that to have in your mind when you're making these emails is at this point, they haven't purchased off these 2 emails here. They might be reserved about the product potentially not working. So this is a great way to show social proof and show all of your other customers that they've generated the results and then that they can too, if that kind of makes sense. So showing testimonials is great. Even UGC stuff, articles as well, if you've been featured anywhere, social media as well, but really just spotlighting customer reviews is a really great way to provide that social proof. Number 4 is where you can kind of present and go into a bit more detail in the benefits of the product and positioning your brand as a solution, or you can potentially show off a few best sellers as well that you have. So this brand just sells the one product, so a sleep product here, and you can kind of go into a bit of a storytelling stuff or just kind of detailing out what they're going to be getting and what's inside the product as well. So in this case, we've just kind of spotlighted all the great ingredients that go into it, and why LifeLab & Co. is the difference in the market there. So presenting the benefits and presenting your brand as the solution. I hope my screen hasn't gone blank there. Don't really need to see my face, but hopefully you can still see the screen. Email 5, push the customer closer to the purchase. So this is kind of another reminder of the discount. So if they're still getting this email, they haven't purchased, they've got a decent amount of information on the brand. Use this to try and tip them over the edge. Just another nudge and really focusing on the discount and incentive that they're getting there. And then you can show off a few ways that they can spend their discount on. Email 60, last one, is another way you can use a founder style kind of check-in. So just a kind of personal check-in from the founder. We saw you joined in. We noticed you haven't used your discount yet. We're going to give you another chance to use it. You can use a bit of urgency as well here, saying it's expiring in 24 hours, that kind of thing. So that is the kind of last email you can do in the welcome flow there. And so really that's it from me. Just want to kind of really show how you can structure your welcome flow and all the different examples of the emails that you can use there. So you've got your spine, usually 6 emails is pretty good. And then you want to kind of have the time delays between these emails, usually a day or a day apart. Sometimes you can extend this out depending on your market niche. If it takes a bit longer for a customer to make that first purchase. But this is a really good kind of structure you can use for your welcome flow. So that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.